amethyst, the blue tourmaline. The time we in with the Godstone. Alright, so been following me, you've been listening to everything I've been telling you, right? You've been going back over some of these incrementals. I don't know why y'all ain't going to the Patreon. I got a couple Patreons over there, and y'all need to go to the Patreon, man, and catch up so you can put this stuff together. All right, the bills I got on the Patreon, they are a lot longer. Like them little clips I put on YouTube, that's only like 3 or 4 minutes. The Patreons be like 10, 12 minutes. So it's a lot of information y'all missing. You need to go sign up. It's only $7.77 a month. Go sign up to the Patreon. The link is always in the description. On top of that, some of those got little cartoons at the end. There's other information over there. Every single one of the incremental sciences is over there. So if you want to go start from one and go all the way up, they all there. The reason why people are missing the point behind how negativity works, what is negativity, different situations that play a part as far as circumstances, the reason why it's like gotten so far past the reality, right? we're gonna start with divine. We're just gonna start from simplicity, right? Even though divine creates good, bad, and indifferent, right? That doesn't mean that there's borders in between these things. There's no borders in between good, bad, and indifferent. So what happens is with the power of creation, everything has a consequence, right? So even this is why fear had to be created. It had to be placed into you because each world is granted by the divine to have the characteristics of such. So it's like you will be so comfortable. Think about a baby when it comes into the world. It don't know no pain. It don't know no nothing. You know what I'm saying? You the first person that give it pain. You smack it on the butt and it's like, ah. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, it depends on you. And as you grow, you let that get weaker so then they can depend on themselves, right? That's the mentality. Why is that a thing? Why is that something that has to take place? Because that's particular to survival. If divine set the universe in motion to his characteristics, why did he allow, why is it allowed that you learn survival? It's because divine knows that within his creations is good, bad, and different. And because he knows these creations are good, bad, and indifferent, he has to allow you to have the opportunity. All other creations have consequences. So it's like they're already started, right? So if you don't see this, if you don't know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? You don't see what's going on in each bubble of life. You know what I mean? You don't see how the outside forces penetrate through Mayat. The reason why you have a rape mentality. It starts through the ether. The bubble is the belly. It's the connection. It's what keeps us safe. It's the etheric shadow that comes through and produces the light inside of this darkness so that you can grow. It's like an egg. So every egg that's created, every universal egg that's created, boom, 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 has life in it. Where does these negative terms come from? They have to penetrate it. They have to break it. It manifests here in these terms as evil, rape, this, that, you know what I'm saying? All these crazy things that the world is going through, like right now, the stuff they do to people, it manifests in those terms. But these energies are from people or creations that have no, it's like when you're created good, bad, and indifferent, you're out there. Some of the creations just out here. Like, all right, you was made. Think about people who are around you sometimes, like, or subsequent energies that be around you, like they just ain't got nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? And their conversation is less of that. to even have a high standing point conversation. It's like the hardest thing in the world. And if you did go into depth about something with them, they really get frustrated real quick because they don't want to deal with that type of mentality because it's impossible. See, the separation into those two values is the divine, when he created the next bubble of the universe, the original entities or the original creations of that universe have access to everything in that universe. That means naturally they're going to be highly acceptable to the universal energy of that particular universe. That means these people are going to be highly intelligent. They're not going to be of the system. They're not going to be of a system. They're not going to be in a way that you can control. They're not going to be in a way that you have to put and it's going to be the thing. It's going to be the thing that probably sets fear in your life because you're not going to know why they're so comfortable in a place you're fearful. And you got to understand why that's a particular. It's only like that because you ain't supposed to be here. And it doesn't have nothing to do with color. It has everything to do with spirit. You know what I'm saying? Some people may look just like you and don't need to be here because the energy that they have, the energy that they cultivating, the energy that they accepted into their life. And they don't even know that the actions that they were following, the energies that they were doing was outside forces, outside of the bubble, outside of Mayat. It was energy forces outside of this universe. And they were trying to penetrate. They were popping into this universe. And as they were pushing their way through this universal power, they were being stripped of everything that was created as. Their flesh and melanin and everything that came with them was being stripped off. And because they had so much hate and they wanted to get inside that so bad, it stripped the existence of them off. And when they finally fell here, they knew nothing. They were similar to you, but they knew nothing. They stripped the existence off of them. And Divine said, that is your penance. You will live in that energy that you cultivate for yourself for eternity. And you will die with that energy for eternity. You will also ultimately be a lesson for the people of this universe to learn and rise off. See, it had to be flipped in another motion. And when they flipped it in another motion, we started cultivating this energy as fear. It's nothing to be afraid of. Weak energies is weak because they can't be here. They're not supposed to be here, period. And the more you hold on to these energies and you give them some type of jurisdiction because it screams loud, because it's more negative, because it whines a little, you know what I'm saying? Like these particular, and like, why would you have to feel any of these ways if Divine gave you the universe? Because Divine creates good, bad, and indifferent. And sometimes the good, bad, and indifferent, because they're not created on the golden road or the golden ray, which is the universal energy that goes from point start to eternity, infinity, forever, infinity and beyond. Because of that, the other creations that's on the outside of that line of direct divinity falls under bad and indifferent. So to understand that, then you have to know that subsequently these are where the outside energies or concepts are being perplexed. Somebody has to see through the universe and wonder why. Well, every potential has the option to change its own dynamic. Not to question, but to do. And even with us, in this golden ray, this golden energy of creation that's going for infinity, you can fall off it. You can also fall off it by being involved in a negative aspect of things and how they come to you. It shows you don't have the strength of the road you're walking on. You gotta know this. And it's the same consequence, but it's in two different places. It's like the consequence that will serve them 100 billion quadrillion miles away on the edge of this bubble is the same thing that can knock me off this golden line. That is called contrast. That's how Divine balances everything out. So ultimately, is it's not much work to do when it comes to understanding the indifferences in between the negative probability and the things that you are naturally to have by divine principle. It's not a big retrospect. The understanding is how to stay still. I ain't gonna hold you. Naga.